Like that's how we get people hooked on sours, is kettle sours. Like we all really love kettle sours, but like if someone walks in, they're like, I hate sours. We don't go to a barrel age to start them. We're like, here, try these 3 kettles and just like dabble. And usually, for the most part, it does pretty good because it works. But
I think it also fits with what you were kind of saying of just like how Boise's really hot and humid. Like it's just a really nice beer for the summer.
they're great summer
so
beers.
If breweries don't have the opportunity to actually infect barrels or
Take up the space.
potentially take up the space, like it gives them an opportunity to put out a product that is still really enjoyable during the summer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Part of the romance of sour beers, though, is the like unpredictable, wild nature of it, and my favorite sours are very complex a lot of times, and they have not just acidity, but they also have
That funk.
the funk.
Yeah. You want a good balance of the two.
Is it possible to get that via kettle sour, you guys think?
You can get some of the funk, but you still have to add that wild yeast to it to finish it out. So you could do a kettle sour and then finish it out with Brettanomyces and get some of that funk character. You'll turn over your beers a little bit faster, and you have a lot more predictability on the product too.
We've done a few of them that way. Kettle sours.
I know Sockeye does that too.
The like Wolfsbane is a kettle sour fermented with 100% Brett instead of IPA yeast. So it's a kettle sour with that funky.
So you put it, so it's in the boil kettle.
So yeah, we
You
do a
inoculate it.
quick kettle sour with the bacteria to sour it, and then boil it, ferment it, but we add the Brett in the fermenter. And it actually I think it took a couple weeks longer. It doesn't go as quick.
The Brett, it's about twice as long.
So it's about a month in the fermenter. Or in our case, sometimes we'll do beers like that and throw them into barrels that are already funky, and we don't know what else to throw there. So you get a little bit of that funk that's already in those barrels, and it just keeps working. And
Other bacteria.
And I don't think that any person
Agreed.
that really enjoys sour beers is ever trying to seek out like a kettle sour that they're like, that is what I was looking for.
That is the kettle sour.
That's the kettle. They're like, they know what they're getting. Like I think sour drinkers know what they get when they order a kettle
So
sour.
is kettle sour a style of beer? Like
I think it's more of a processor technique.
Yeah.
So how would I menu it? Like, as a retailer?
That's what I was
Ryan
just saying.
would
I think
get,
there's a delineation appearing that like people are getting to know the difference between like when I tell them this is a barrel sour versus this is a kettle sour.
Is that how y'all menu it?
I think
it could be a
Yeah.
style of beer.
it does. It could be, but it's also I think
I like
people are
explaining
learning.
process.
If you
to
put
people,
barrel
right?
age on your description, and then the price alone is going to tell people.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Because the difference in price between a kettle sour and a barrel age usually is a pretty big difference.
Well, there's
When I-
certain styles where you don't even need to put that it's barrel aged, right? Like lambic means barrel aged. Flemish, anything, brown, red, oud, whatever, barrel aged by nature, right? So
But then there's all sorts of stuff out there that says like Flanders
Yeah, the
style or like Bruin style,
which just means that it's not from
They're not necessarily barrel aged too. Like it's kind of like it's
Yeah.
inspired by the idea of the beer.
sours have a broad appeal, right? Because if you like a margarita, you're gonna like a funky beer.
and
right.
a lot of wine drinkers
Yeah.
who hate beer love sours. Love them. So the first thing we get when someone walks into our brewery and is like, I only like wine, I hate beer, we immediately throw 3 or 4 tasters of sours at them, like all across the board, just to be like, and more often than, sometimes we don't win, but a lot of times they'll be like, oh, this is beer? And we're like,